Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have called the meeting to order on Monday, November 26th for a special town board meeting. November 26, 2018 at 6 p.m. Roll call vote, roll call, period.
Bob.
Here.
Dave.
Here.
Kevin.
Here.
Russ.
Here.
Carolyn.
Here. We'll go right on to unfinished business. It's to review the budget in preparation. This actually isn't in preparation for this, but it is for the special meeting on December 7th, but
Carolyn, can we approve the minutes? November 15th.
oh, I'm sorry, I went right over it. Approval of November 15th, 2020 town board meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Okay, the motion has been made and seconded to approve the November 15th, 2018 town board minutes. Is there any corrections or?
Would be a special town board meeting, correct, not a town board?
Yep.
Any other? Okay. Motion's been made and seconded. And if with no further discussion, ask for the corrections to be made.
Noted.
Okay, vote please.
Bob.
Aye.
Dave.
Aye.
Kevin.
Aye.
Russ.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye. Okay, these are just some of the things that this is just kind of an update on the budget summary that bringing us up to date on with Tanya going over and pointing out to you the differences here in the increases or decreases that are in the budget.
Carolyn, I did make the changes today for the revenue being received for the flood project.
Oh, okay, yes. I did get a call today that we should be getting the check this week.
And that amount was?
42,123.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So I removed the revenue from the 2019 budget, and in order to balance it, I did have to remove the expense under the highways.
Sure.
So, is there any questions about any of it? If none,
Did we get a insurance quote at all since, or was that in here?
When is our insurance up for renewal?
well, he was supposed to be here and then his father passed away, so I think he's coming in December.
Right, that was the.
Okay.
Is our renewal on a calendar year basis then?
Yes, it starts January 1.
Yep.
And there's a check approved to pay it.
I did see that.
Okay.
Okay, discuss logistics for the December 7th, 2018 special meeting of electors.
So a couple of things that I just want to make sure that we're prepared for this meeting. So we can ask the election workers to work that night to count the ballots. Just wanted your thoughts on that and how many you would like for me to staff for that night. That was my first thought about the logistics.
I don't think we should do that.
What if we get 500 people?
If you get 500 people, it takes longer to come.
Why not consider
Yeah,
bringing more people to count the ballots?
to move it along.
I don't
I
think
think
the
there's
expense is
people
huge.
volunteer for it, I don't think you're gonna bring people in. I mean, unless people wanna volunteer for it, I don't think we gotta bring people in and pay people.
I think you can ask them to volunteer.
Yeah.
They're residents too, so, yeah, we can do that. I would ask 4 to 6.
Okay?
Mhm.
Okay, the other thing is, not sure how we do things here, but do we require a photo ID or some type of proof that they live in the township? No. Okay.
Well, they sign in. They sign in when they come. That's it.
So do I need to have a listing
You
assigned
need,
in?
you need tablets out to sign them in. I mean, that they can sign in when they come in.
Okay. And then do we want ballots?
Yes, we need to have ballots. I was informed that blank ballots
Blank ones?
are,
No.
are incorrect. So somewhere or other, we have to have ballots.
Okay, so what should be on these ballots?
I think the one that told me that, the attorney told me that we need the correct ballots. And so
Okay,
he'll have to guide you on that.
sounds good.
And he also asked that he's getting a lot of phone calls. And of course, that causes charges every time he gets phone calls from different people, that we need to discuss how the attorney is approached. In the past, it has always come to the chair, the questions, and then is passed on for him to respond. But it's up to everybody in the board here to decide how you want to do this. He said it's up, you guys, we need to make the decision how we want it handled.
So he said how many?
Pardon me?
How many calls has he had? Do we know? Did he say a number or?
No, he didn't, but he said it's just to remind you that every time someone calls, it's a charge. So, that's all so we can think about that and make a decision in December if you have some strong feelings about it.
I think it'd be more of a policy procedure thing than one.
Yes, yes. Mhm. And we may have some in there already, I don't know. We can check. Review the newsletter to be published the week of November 26, 2018.
So that's the last page in your packet. I can just go through it with you.
I don't know, I don't have one.
Must be him.
Carolyn, do you not have one in your
Wait a
packet?
minute. No, I do not. I can share.
You
I
can
can
share?
share, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so Town of McMillan residents. The town tax levy is approved by the electors, you, every year in November prior to the tax bills going out. The meeting where the tax levy was voted on was November 13th, 2018. The town board's proposed tax levy was $665,815. Due to the state levy limit law, Wisconsin statute 66.0602, this number is derived directly from the Department of Revenue and absent any additional procedural steps, is only increased for limited reasons such as any new debt being added and growth in the tax base. Below is a summary of the calculation of the town's 2019 allowable tax levy. 2018 allowable levy $628,584. 1.12% net new construction, $6,700. 2019 personal property aid, a reduction of $1,812. New debt, which was the fire equipment, for $32,343. So the 2019 allowable levy is $665,815. At the November 13, 2018 special meeting of electors, which had 4.5% of the town population in attendance, an elector made a motion to drop the levy to $500,000 for 2019, and this motion was seconded and adopted by the electors present by a vote of 51 to 39. This is a 25% reduction in the town tax levy. The town board met on Thursday, November 15, 2018, to discuss adjustments to the town budget, given the decision made at the November 13, 2018 meeting. The board voted to hold a second special meeting of electors on Friday, December 7, 2018, at 6 p.m. to encourage any interested electors to participate in a reconsideration of the previous vote. It's important to note that if there is a significant decrease in the town tax levy, as is currently and shall be the case, absent a reconsideration of the previous vote, there are public services that the town provides that are at risk of being reduced in order to adjust for the decreased levy. Examples are capital improvements, road improvements, snow plowing, emergency services, and dust control. We encourage you to participate on Friday, December 7th, 2018 at 6 p.m. at the McMillan Fire Station, 400 Elm Street. By law, Wisconsin Statute 60.14, voting at elector meetings can only be done in person by the electors present at the meeting. So I just wanted your thoughts on this newsletter. If there's any changes that you'd like to see, any questions about it?
Tanya, how and when would this be distributed?
So then that's going to be my next conversation. So I contacted Quick Print today. That's our normal printer that we use, and after having a fairly lengthy conversation, it's going to take them 5 to 7 days to get this out for us. So I contacted Heinz and Printing. They can get me the newsletters on Wednesday afternoon, but I would have to bring in people, Donna and I would have to probably bring a couple people in to help us with tabbing and getting the labels on and trying to get them in the mail by Friday. So that's if we went with Heinz. So we just have a very short period of time before we're going to get this out.
What's the estimated cost for all this?
I don't have that. I just talked to Heinz at 5 o'clock today. So we do have to have a bulk rate fee, which is $225. That's an annual fee that we would need to pay if we're going to do it ourselves. We already have a permit number, so we don't have to pay for that. The postage we think is going to be about 30 cents per piece, so that's $240 for the postage, and probably the printing would be about $300. So roughly $1,000.
How many of these are we gonna send out to all the residents? How many is it?
800 pieces.
How many?
800.
Approximately 800, we came up with that number.
Can't we print it on our good printer cheaper than that?
So what a printer we can, but what a printer has to do is to put the permit number on it, and to put the return address on it. I don't know how to do that. If we had somebody that knew how to do that, we could absolutely put it on our printer and we could do all the folding and tabbing and all that. We might.
They would try, I believe they would also try fold it for you.
Yeah.
So that would be prepared.
So what we're looking for is a motion to proceed with this. This is, yes, as close as you're gonna come to the referendum to get to the largest number of people who need to be making this decision. They didn't, for us to meet that huge drop would be very difficult. And I think that our option at that point, if this still passes, I think that our only option is to probably borrow the money. So I think we need to look at this very carefully. And I think that the majority of people within the community, as Russ has said, we need to make this an educational thing that people need to participate in, and this is the best way to get them there. Correct?
So with that being said, if we decide to do this, is this something that we're going to set precedent with this, and we're gonna send this out to all the residents as a reminder, even though it has been published?
No, this isn't one shot deal. This is, we're talking about the levy, I mean, for 1 year of our function. Our ability to function in the township. So, I mean, it's as close as to a referendum as we can come, and that's what it boils down to. So, can we have a motion to either proceed with this, or?
So I move to proceed with approving the newsletter as written, printing, and sending it out to Town of McMillan households.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve this letter as written with, and that will be sent to all residents within the township. Is there any discussion, further discussion on it?
I just have a question, Carolyn. If we're gonna, I'm assuming that you are considering then the bulk, going back to the bulk rate permit like we used to do, which then will affect like the newsletter. It might help with getting that newsletter out on a timely basis. And you're all aware this isn't a one-time shot then for the bulk rate. We'll use it for the whatever else you need, but
Right.
Or the mailing in the future?
We had this discussion 2 months ago about getting that and doing that
possibly
ourselves.
getting that right, just so that you know. Okay.
Mhm.
And if we can figure out how to get the printing done, the return address and the permit, we can do that in-house. We just need to figure out how to do that. Okay, and so I also need approval to, we have to fund this bulk rate account, go ahead.
She didn't do a vote on that first motion.
Thank you. Okay, so let's do a roll call vote. Bob?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Russ? Carolyn?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay,
Okay, now, what is your question?
so I need, just approval to process a check to fund our bulk rate account to be able to pay for the postage for this to go out.
So we need a motion?
We need a motion for, yes. Do you want the dollar amount done? And I talked about $400 to put on our postage account. Plus, we would need the $225 for the bulk rate fee. So that's $625
Approximately.
approximately, yes. So I would need a motion.
In the past, the $400 just goes into that account, and they draw out what they need when they do the counts as it goes through the equipment.
Yes.
And so, if we don't use it all,
It stays in that account.
It
until we
stays
use it
there.
next time.
okay, for the next
So-
one, for the newsletter.
Yeah, what do we have in the newsletter right now yet?
I don't remember.
Just-
So it's gonna be on your page 2 of that detailed budget that I gave you.
51,405.
Yep. So the budget was $2,500, and we are forecasted to spend $1,637 for the year. So there is money in the budget for the newsletter.
No, it should just come out of that line item anyway, so.
I'm sorry?
It should just come out of that anyway.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, is there a motion to approve the cost, this letter.
Move to, cut a check for the mailing of the notice for the residents in the township in the amount of up to, what?
625 is the estimate, so maybe just
Seven.
$700.
$700.
Second.
Okay, the motion has been made and seconded to approve up to $700 for the mailing of the letter to the town of McMillan residents. Is there any further discussion? Okay.
Bob,
Aye.
Dave,
Aye.
Kevin,
Aye.
Russ,
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. That is it. There's no other new business to come before the board, so we have a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Okay, second?
Aye.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay? Okay, meeting adjourned.
All the signatures, come and see me before you leave.
The new signature cards?
Please, all the signatures. Yes, that's what
Mine just appeared.
No, not on these. No, Dave is designated, but
Better him than me.
if I have a wait at some point, would you consider signing it?
Wrong part.
Well, I saw
What airlines? Oh, well, sure, they were going to nicer places. And so you, when was coming? Okay. Or whatever, we may have a meeting where the. I don't think Yeah, so January was the next. I'm sure you're ready.
Who wrote that?
Well, and
We're getting pretty close. We're
yeah, I understand. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got it.